Hey, good morning. This Brother Jerry Van Runk with a slice of toast from the Bread of Life. I pray that you're having a great day today and that this day will start off good for you if you haven't started already. You know, we live in a time and a place that things are really dark around us. People are lost. This weekend I was somewhere and I've never seen it so dark and so just anti-God. And I look at it and I think, God, what am I here for? You know, we live in a time when you don't want to go to the grocery store. People still, even though it's been quite a while, they still want to put a mask on to protect themselves or to hide. And we just don't have that same openness and let's go about business that we had in the past. It's a shame, but it's the truth. And I ask you a question today. You know, what is our purpose on life? It's very easy to read in Hebrews chapter 2, this verse. It says, "For the message God delivered through angels has always stood firm." We can believe everything that God says. It hasn't changed. It's amazing that so many of the prophecies and things given in the Bible, that over 2/3 of them have been fulfilled. And there's only a third to remain. His word stands firm. And that every violation of the law and every act of disobedience was punished in the Old Testament. What a change it is for us today, because he said, so what makes us think we can escape if we ignore this great salvation that was first announced by the Lord Jesus himself and then delivered to us by those who have heard him speak? You see, the message is this, that God sent his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, John 3:16, to die on the cross for us because he loved us so much, he wanted to bring salvation to him, and that whosoever should believe on him should not perish, but be saved. Originally, God's sacrifice for Adam and Eve's sin when they believed Satan, and Satan twisted the word. Sin was still there. It's interesting that in the garden, they were naked. Now, nakedness is, according to God, a sin. But yet God didn't hold them accountable for it because it wasn't laid out. The law was not spread out. There was no law. They were walking with God and there was mercy. When Egyptians came and were going to destroy, and God was going to wipe out with the plagues, God said, look, just put some blood on your doorpost. And he did, and they did, and everybody in the household was saved. Now we come to the place where every year they had to do a sacrifice, and that sacrifice was for the year ahead, not for what happened behind them. In John 3:16, God sacrificed his Son as the final sacrifice once and for all, that whosoever should believe on him should not perish. Now, today we have a lot of people that are out delivering, because when Zechariah says that the Lord spoke kind and comforting words as the angel to the angel who talked with me. And I believe that we're those angels in this time that go out door to door to those that are lost, those that are hiding, those that haven't heard, those that are lost. Why? Well, because in Romans 10:13, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Pretty good word, right? We want people to call on the Lord and get saved. But then he says in the 14th verse, but how can they call on him to save them unless they believe in him? And how can they believe in him if they have never heard about him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them? And how will anyone go and tell them without being sent? You see, the word angel means messenger, and I believe we're an angel like in the Old Testament that spoke to Zechariah, that brought comforting words. And that's why the scriptures say, how beautiful are the feet of the messengers who bring good news. I tell you what, it's a good news that we can have hope and that we can have salvation. Mark 16:15, how do I know I'm supposed to go? Because Jesus told his disciples in those last days on earth with him before he ascended to heaven. And then he told them, go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. He didn't say some or those that you found and you like or they look good. He said, preach it to everyone. And here's his promise. Anyone who believes and is baptized will be saved. But anyone who refuses to believe will be condemned. I want to be obedient to the Lord. I want to be that messenger. I want to be that mobile deliverer that goes house to house, street to street, that takes the word to people instead of expecting them to come shopping at a church. Isn't that what you want, my friend? Isn't that what we desire? Hey, go ye, therefore. Get out and tell someone. Tell your neighbor. Don't be afraid to speak up. God said that don't think about what you got to say. Just open your mouth and let him speak it, even before kings, and he'll put the words there. Until I see you next time, God bless you. This is Brother Jerry with a slice of toast from the Bread of Life.